Hey, yo, this one here, man, is a rather different one than, the type of videos that I usually touch on, A lot of times I know y'all used to me doing videos on, enlightening the youth about the life of crime and, although this is sort of a crime, but it's not like like street violence type of crime. This here, this is about a young guy, man, a very popular YouTube influencer, man. Like a lot of these young guys out here, they they stream on YouTube, man, and they become very successful off of YouTube videos and, a lot of views and, just getting paid, man, and living financially free at a young age, man. And they buy these fast cars, man, whether it's Hellcats or BMWs and, just street racing type cars, man. And that's what this young guy here was into.
Local heartbroken family left without a son and brother tonight. Police say this young car enthusiast died after crashing his speeding car in Queens. And this comes as we have been telling you about a recent string of street racing and car meetups in the area. Jenna DeAngelis spoke with his loved ones.
He loved cars. He talked about the cars every day.
Andre Beadle's mother shared cars were everything to her son. Now she painfully watches his yellow Audi in the driveway of their Bronx home become part of a growing memorial for the 25-year-old.
I didn't know he had so many friends until, yesterday when he passed.
Flowers and candles also sit along Nassau Expressway near Exit 3, where police say Beadle crashed his BMW Wednesday around 1 a.m. According to the NYPD, he was driving at a high rate of speed when he lost control, swerved, and struck a pole.
It's a tragedy, but that's what he loved doing.
Beadle is known as One Stock F30 on social media, where the car enthusiast shared street racing videos. His last video, posted 2 days ago, shows the BMW near the same location where he died. His brother says he mostly drove on tracks.
He crashed on the track a couple of months ago. And then it was a pretty bad accident too, but the barriers and all that, he had a helmet and all that saved him.
Street racing is a growing problem in our area we've been covering for years. Over the weekend, an illegal street racing event in Islip led to car fires and crashes. State lawmakers have introduced new legislation to increase penalties for reckless driving.
Cannot bring him back.
Leave the street racing alone.
Friends and family plan to celebrate the life of Andre Beadle with a balloon release here at Haffen Park Friday at 4:30. In the Baychester section of the Bronx, Jenna DeAngelis, CBS News, New York.
This young guy was in street racing. His name was Andre Beadle. The young guy he wasn't but 25 years old, man. Sadly, man, this tragedy, man, could have been avoided, But unfortunately, a lot of our youth, man, they and this is a hard story to touch on because this is not like a situation where you got younger guys looking up to the older street guys that's committing all the violent crimes. These young guys, man, a lot of these young guys that get into these car races and all that, they're actually the good kids. They're actually the good kids. So it ain't a whole lot that I could say to them because a lot of these kids, man, they didn't choose that life of crime. They did the right thing in life, man. They found something that they love to do. Post on YouTube, every day. Post on their life. They sell their story, man. And they become successful. They become successful on this huge, vast platform, man, called YouTube. Not so many make it, man. So many give up before they even get monetized. But some of these young guys, they make it out the gate. They make it out the gate, man. And they end up making more, you know, they end up catching that fast break, man. And they end up making more than their parents, their high school teacher, you know, everybody in their life before their success. They end up, you know, just outgrowing them, man. And they get that money, man, and it just opened up all types of doors for them, man. They get the nicest condo. You see it all the time. They get the nicest condos on YouTube, and they show the condos with the beautiful views and, you know, just all the beautiful things, man. The jewelry, you know, they got the nice little, you know, fly girlfriend. You know what I mean? And they got the baddest car, man. It's so many of them. They got the best cars out there, man. And they under 25. You got guys that's 45 and 50, man, that wanted those cars their whole life. Their whole life. And couldn't afford it. You know. So it's just sad to see this, man. A young guy that just living his dreams, man. You know, he made it so far, he come so far. And just to see it end so tragically, man, it just is it's sad, to say the least, man. It's just sad, man, you know. Anyway, this young guy, he go by the name of One Stock F30. You know, he had one of those fast BMWs, man. He you know, he stayed tuning that thing up, hitting the races. His brother said that he just had an accident on the track. They're used to him driving on the track. But like a lot of guys, they don't only drive on the track. They like to go to the track to test their car out, to get to the top speed, you know, no traffic like that, you know, and get sharp behind the wheel. But they also like to show out in the street, you know, where they feel like it really matters, because that's where all the races are. You know, a lot of these street races, they're car gangs. You know, they become a family. Once you join these car gangs, you sort of become a family. You know, everybody is like everybody is like each other's crutches. You know, and it's just these stories. They happen often, man. You know what I mean? But it's you rarely hear about them, you know. But it's just, this is just as bad as anything else, man. To make it so far, and to you know, to end your life so short. He haven't even got a chance to really live yet, man. That car was his life. That car was his life, man. You know, I mean, the guy was only 25. 25 years old. And But I just want you young guys to think, man. Think before you get behind that wheel, man. Think before you get behind that wheel. Because let me tell you one thing, right? You can also catch a murder case. A vehicular homicide, to put it straight. A vehicular homicide. You know, when you're doing over the speed limit, you know, you in your car, you feeling yourself, you hearing them pipes, you know what I mean? You catching all the stairs, the car pretty is clean, you know what I'm saying? You banging your best music, you feel me? And you happen to strike a person, man, accidentally. And you can find yourself in a situation where you're in front of the judge and you're facing life in prison. Or not life in prison, I'm sorry. But you're facing vehicular homicide, which could be, you know, they have their own guidelines for what they charge in those type of cases. Sometimes it's 5 years. You know, it's a lot of times, it's not a lot of years for the vehicular homicide because it was an accident. Depending on whether you leave the scene or, you know, if they got to come look for you when you go on a run, or whether you turn yourself in, you be honest and remorseful, you know, and you let them know that it was an accident. You know, although you let them know it was an accident, that's not enough to bring that person back. You know, it's a fatal accident at the hands of, you know, just your carelessness, you know. But unfortunately, in this case, this young guy, man, he has so much going for himself, man. He has so much going for himself. You see his mother, man. You see a lot of these young guys, you got to understand. This lady, man, you see her? This could be your mother, man. This can very well be your mother, man. I want you to think about that. When you go out here, man, and, you know, you're doing 90. You're doing 90, man, but one way. You're doing 90 on a road that's 25 miles an hour, speed limit. You're doing 90 because you're out there with the fellas. Y'all got all y'all got all the cars out there, the girls out there. There's money on the line, you know. But in a moment, when that adrenaline pumping and you think about that money, nobody seems to think about their life. Nobody seems to think about the people they love, the people that love them. You know, the people that they're gonna hurt if they make one simple mistake, man, and that car go out of control. As you know, as you can see, that happened here with this young guy, man. You know, now they say he was speeding, man. He was racing, and he didn't know that his car had a malfunction. Now he's the type of young guy that's always getting his car tuned up, as you can see. He's always in some type of shop, getting something new done to his car, getting things tightened up. But when you ain't the one up under that car, man, that's tightening these things up and doing these repairs, you know, you can't rely on these cars 100%. These mechanics make mistakes, man. You know, they make mistakes, man, and their mistakes won't be fatal for them. Understand that. Their mistakes will never be fatal for them. Their mistakes will be fatal for the customer. Always the customer, man. It's never the mechanic. So just think about that, man. Because this young guy, man, I'm quite sure, I could almost guarantee you, he did not think that he was going to go down that road. His car was going to lose control, man. You know, and that was going to be the last time he ever seen his family, his friends, his loved ones. You know, his kids, if he had any. If that was going to be the last time. You know, so just think about that, man. Because any ride in that car, man, when you driving erratically, man, like, you know, and you know, although you're having fun, you know what you're doing is wrong. You know it's not right. You know you're breaking the law. You know? So I just want you young guys, man, to think about that. I know a lot of y'all young, man. You know, y'all love the cars, y'all get into the cars, and y'all good guys. Y'all good guys, man. You know, y'all just want to be successful, man, and do good things in life. You know, I mean, as men, we all love cars, man. I love my cars. I love all my cars, man. I keep them clean. You know, I love to be seen in them. You know, it's just one of them things, man. Us men, we love our cars, man. We love our cars. You know, and for a lot of us, man, our cars are first love. You know, but you got to make sure, man. You got to make sure that, you know, you're being mindful. You're being mindful, man, that this car, your love for cars, man, and your need for speed can potentially be the end of life as you know it. You know, you can either be paralyzed or you can have a lost life altogether, man, just from going out and having a ride down the road. You know, so just think about that before you go out here, man, and you jump in these cars with your car gangs and, you know, your car families, and y'all skiing around, and y'all got need for speeding, y'all racing each other. Just understand, man, that your safety comes first. Fuck everything else, man. Your safety comes first. You know, use your brain, young man. Use your brain. Young guys, use your brains, man. We need y'all out here, man. You know? Anyway, it's your boy, Mr. 1751, bringing you another 1751 reaction. And anyway, until next time, y'all stay up. Hey, yo, if you enjoy watching videos like these, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Help your boy get into the algorithm so that I can continue to bring you more videos just like the one you just watched. Anyway, until next time, y'all stay up.
Yeah, devil let to my soul, I can't let him get to me. Can't let him get to me, trying to be a different man, I'm not who I used to be. Had to switch my whole imagery, I'm a changed man. If I didn't believe in myself, who would've believed in me? Even when I was down, nobody knew I needed help. Who would've thought I ain't eat? Many days, many nights had to swallow my pride and just go to sleep.